All right, so this is just a video that you can go back to help you complete project number 2 for Math 154. So with this project, you are going to be creating an Excel spreadsheet that will determine your weighted average for this course. That was one of the lessons we did. There was also one of your Excel assignments where you had to calculate the weighted average. I think it was literally called grades. And so you're going to be doing that with your own grades. As I mentioned at the beginning of the course, Canvas uses total points, so that is not accurate. It shouldn't be too terribly far off, but it is not your true average because not everything is weighted the same, but to Canvas it is. It's just about how many points something is. Okay, so project number 2 is for you to create an Excel spreadsheet using the below grading categories and weights to calculate your grade in the course. You are also going to create several charts. This is directly from the syllabus. Okay, you have your MyLab math homeworks. You can drop the lowest 4. The homework is worth 20%. You've got your MyLab math Excel homeworks. That's worth 10%. You can drop 1. Quizzes, 20%, you can drop 2. Projects, you should have already completed the 1. That was from the appendix where you were doing the sales charts. That each of those is 5% for a total of 10%. The projects are uploaded into Canvas, so that's not part of MyLab Math. And then you have your unit tests, which you're not dropping any of those. If you miss one or you did really poorly, you can opt to take the final exam to replace one you missed or to replace a low one if you think you can do better than that. That's worth 40%. This is how your grade will be calculated for this course. Okay, so you should have received a copy of this. It's also in Canvas, but I'm going to show you what it will look like in Canvas as well. So you're going to start in column B, create a column for each assignment type. So there's 5 different assignment types, right? These are the assignment types. And you're going to use 2 columns for each assignment type because you're going to have one column that's going to name it. And then you're going to put the grade that you received on that assignment in the column right to the right of it. So that's going to take up 10 different columns for the 5 different assignment types, but the 2 columns for each type of assignment. So you can widen the column enough so that the entire name fits. So for example, here is just a student example. So these are all the assignments that you have, the homework, MyLab Math homework assignments, okay? And these are just grades that I typed in. These are the 6 Excel homework assignments, the quizzes, the 2 projects, the sales order form, which you should have already done, and then this one, and then the 3 tests, okay? There's not a category for final exam because it would just be used to replace one of the 3 tests if you missed one or you wanted to try and do better, okay? This is all part of the directions. It will tell you to do these things as well. So you can see that column A and column B both are used for homework. Column A is used for the name of the assignment. Column B is for what the grade is. In MyLab Math, it will tell you, like if it was a 12-point assignment, it'll say that you got 11 out of 12. But next to that, it will also say what is your percentage out of 100. We need all of our grades to be scaled the same exact way for weighted averages to work. So you want everything to be weighted out of 100. What is the percentage? So if you got 11 out of 12, you're not going to put in 11, but if you do 11 divided by 12 in your calculator, that will give you your score out of 100%. Okay. If you need more room, like here, you can't quite see the end of the word orientation, then you just come up here and I can extend that column just a little bit. And you can do that with any column that you need to. You just need to go up here to where the letters are, and I can extend that just a little bit. So you can see I can do that for whatever column I want, make it just a little bit wider. So that's how you do that. Okay, so back to the directions. So you're going to create those columns for all your different assignments. You're going to put in your grades. Again, it's described here. So like on your quizzes and tests, when I hand them back to you, I put the score out of how many ever points I counted it, what the score looks like in Canvas, and then I always give you the score out of 100. For the homeworks and the Excel homeworks, those go in as whatever points, but if you go to My Lab Math, it also gives you the grade scale to 100 points right next to it. So the only one that you would just need to figure out on your own is what you got on the first project. So it was out of 25 points. You just got how many ever points that you earned, divide by 25, and that would be the grade scale to 100 points. Okay, I just noticed that was a typo. Fix that. Okay. So we're going to find the average, because if you remember to find the weighted average, you need the average of each type of grade that goes into your average. So we're going to use the average built-in formula. So you can see here, to find the average homework grade, if I click on that cell, I just found the average of the first homework grade through the last homework grade. If you go ahead and build the template now, and then just make room for the grades to put in as you get them, then as you add grades, it will continue to update your grade. So it's not like you have to wait till the last minute. So you can build this now, and then as you are assigned things and you complete them, you can enter your grades, and it can just stay up to date, and you would always know what your current average is. Okay, so you're going to find the average for each of the 5 grading categories. Then after you do that, then we're going to compute the grade for the class using the weighted average formula that we learned in Chapter 2. That was our extra section. It was on your quiz, it was on your test. And again, you had to use it for the grades Excel. So it gives you certain directions, how I would like that set up, and calculate to 2 decimal places. So you go back over here, and I have, see how I've like done the dark border, and I've used the 2 different rows for the words weighted average, and then I've got my formula for the weighted average, which is using the average of the grading category times the weight plus the average of the grading category times the weight, etc., 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 for 5 different grading categories divided by all of the weights. I use the decimal of the percentage, but you could put 20, 10, 20, 10, 40, and then this could be 20 plus 10 plus 20 plus 10 plus 40. That would work exactly the same way. All right, so I want you then to create a clustered column chart comparing your average in each grading category. You probably want to create a separate section that just had that information, similar to the Excel that you haven't done yet, but will do for 4.2a budget, where you have to create pie charts. So if you just sort of take that information and transfer it over to its separate little area, then that just makes it easier to create a chart from the information. And you want to title that chart. It's a clustered column chart. The average per assignment type should be the title. Format to show the average score above each bar, and the legend at the bottom for the different assignment types. So again, that is what it looks like right here. Here's where I took that extra information. I created this. So this part I created, and then here I just made the cell say equal whatever this average is. So as you add more grades in here throughout the course, this will update as well. It will be whatever this current average is will be here, and then this will get adjusted as well. So it's just a living, breathing document that will adjust as you enter and delete and change grades. Okay, so then you're going to open a new sheet. So you're here, and you basically want all this information, so you can just take this once you've built it and you've got all your grades in, you right click and you want to move or copy. You want to copy, create a copy, hit OK, and that's how I got this right here. So I've created the second sheet. Now what happens on that second sheet is that you are going to delete the the 4 lowest homeworks, the 1 lowest Excel, the 2 lowest quizzes. So it's going to be the same as all the grades from the first sheet, but this is where you're going to see the adjustment for being able to drop the lowest grades. And that will, if you just copy it over, you've still got the formulas in there, it will recompute your new averages and your new weighted grade if you've done it all correctly on sheet 1. Okay, so that's what I've done here. And I've just deleted out like 4 of the lowest homeworks, 1 of the lowest Excels, 2 of the lowest quizzes, and then you don't get to drop projects or the unit test. So you can see over here, the average was 77.69, and over here, the average is out to almost 81. Okay, so, and then this was, this just copied over from sheet 1, and then I built this, and I made this the new averages from this chart. So this is from chart 1, it just copied over, and then this is just added on to put in the new averages. Okay, I don't have the rest to show you. You have to do something on your own. So you are going to create a stacked bar chart comparing each assignment category before you're dropping lowest scores to after. And that's where this is going to come in handy, to create a stacked bar chart that will use both pieces of information on one chart. And this is the current due date for spring 2025. Save your Excel file with the name grades using weighted averages and whatever your name is. Upload to the Canvas assignment as an Excel file. It is due on April 28th. I cannot accept late projects because I have my own due date for turning in the course grades. And so I have to have time to grade this project and get your grades calculated and submitted on time. So I cannot accept any late projects. This is the hard due date. Now, that means that you probably won't have gotten everything from the course completed, like the Chapter 9 quiz and the Chapter 9 homework may not be done. And you obviously can't know the grade to your project before you've turned it in and I've graded it, and you have to turn it in before I can grade it. So you can either estimate what you think your project grade is, and you just turn it in with those last couple of things that you need to turn it in before they happen. You can't turn it in too early, but you can turn it in before the Chapter 9 quiz, or you're going to need to turn it in before the Chapter 9 quiz occurs and before the due date of these. You can do these before the project is due, but the due date will be the same as when will be the day before that the project is due. So those, you have to just kind of see where you are and when you're ready to turn in your project. But you could also estimate them. But as I said on the first night of class, if you're keeping up with everything, then that last week is the Chapter 9 quiz and the final exam. So if you have kept up with all the work all along, then you probably will find yourself in a place where you don't need or want to take the Chapter 9 quiz. You just want to use it as one of your drops, and you don't need or want to take the final exam. You're just going to stick with what you got on the test as they are. So I hope this helps, and we're also going to go over this in class.